guaranteed, tomorrow is not guaranteed. So most of you don't know this, but basically for most of my marriage with Sara, she dealt with a lot of health issues off and on. And I don't want to get into the details of everything, but in summary, most of the days, or many days in our life, she spent it in a lot of pain, a lot of joint pain, chronic illnesses of sorts, and only her closest friends and our close friends know that. But the fact that so few of you know that is because she rarely complained about it. She held it in, and she instead used that energy to reach out to others and make them feel loved. Sometimes I would wonder, like, what is she doing on the couch like so long every single day? But what she would do is she would look through the phone and find memories with different people and just reach out to them. And if you know Sara, you know she loved taking pictures. She loves having those memories, and she would always look back at them and just message the randomest people from her high school, from her college, and just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Are you doing okay? And I think in that way, like, many people felt like they were best friends with her, even though, you know, it was just a few messages. It wasn't even always conversations, just a text. She made people feel remembered. And I know she knew a lot of people. She was part of a lot of big organizations and programs, and towards the end, her inner circle became a little bit more closed. But again, she just, even though she didn't see people in person, she still made a point to connect with them through the phone. Reminder I wanted to share with you all, because that was a trait of our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, is he had the most important job in the world, and yet he made a point to reach out to his companions and check in on them, see how they're doing. If he didn't hear from them, he would go to their home and check in on them, see are they okay. And who are we in our jobs, our 9-to-5s, to be too busy to check in on our brothers and sisters, right? So that's one point I wanted to share with everybody. So you're not above it. I know your life seems so important, but I'm telling you, in moments like this, work does not matter. I do not care about my job. There's so many things, I had house projects to do, things to do. I don't care anymore. What you can do is take care of your family and your ummah, which is our community, and check in on one another. She was also just such a loving and kind soul, and that's, I think, one of the main reasons why everybody connected with her so well. I just have this memory etched in my mind because we had just gone on a trip, family trip, a few weeks ago. Just to give you like a snippet of the kind of person that she was, we were in the hotel lobby, and she just made a point to go out of her way. She saw one of the people working there, and she looked at her and she was like, hey, I just want you to know, she was like, your makeup looks beautiful today, and you are such a pretty person. And she did not have to say that. She was here with her family, but she saw someone, she felt it in her heart, and she just said it, you know? And I think sometimes in our lives, we tell ourselves like, oh, you know, I don't want to be fake, I don't want to say something I don't mean. I would say if you feel it, and even there's a little bit of genuine thought there, like, say the kind words to somebody. It can make their day. That girl, she probably made her whole day having someone come up to her and tell her that. So that's another lesson, inshallah, I wanted to share with you all. Another thing that I learned the hard way, which is living with someone with chronic illness. It's a world that I knew nothing about until we got married. But sometimes there are a lot of people out there where you try to make plans with them, and they may come off as flaky. Like, you know, they make a plan, they back out, or they say they're going to come over, they don't come over. Or in many cases, we would have a family plan, and I would just go and take Musa because Sara was having a bad day. Some people, you know, they might take that as, oh, maybe Sara doesn't like me, or, oh, you know, she's very inconsistent. The reality of it is she was dealing with an illness and nobody knew. And another reality on top of that is there are so many people out there in the same exact boat. It may not be chronic illness, but it could be a mental health issue, it could be a physical issue. And what we need to do is not judge people, but give them the benefit of the doubt. Because, wallahi, it's sad to say, but I have seen so many people just assume the worst as their gut reaction. And instead, we really need to flip that around and make excuses for people. Like, hey, I'm sure she wanted to be here. Something must have come up. Let me reach out to her. And so I hope next time you have that sort of an interaction with someone, you reframe it. Instead of just saying, oh, this so-and-so never comes over, go reach out to that person. They probably need help. And I hope, inshallah, that's another lesson that we can all consider in our life, because you don't realize it, but there's a lot of silent pain in our community, and people are afraid to talk about it. They don't want to put a burden or stress on someone else, but I'm telling you, it's there, and they need support from their brothers and sisters, so make sure you do that. And then the last lesson is a topic that actually came up in Jummah, interestingly enough, subhanAllah, and that's about the material things that we collect in this dunya. I can tell you, like, we moved into our house before Musa was born, about like 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, and in that time we spent so much effort making every little room perfect. You know, Sara put her design and her touch in every room. She put mirrors, this, that, like it was all her design. I pulled out the credit card, but she, you know, did all of that, mashallah. And in a matter of 2 days, I can tell you, like, I don't want to live in that house. Like, all those things I collected, the TVs, the cars, all these things, they literally mean nothing to me. I'm honest with you, and I'm telling you, in a matter of a second, all these things that you have will not mean anything to you either. When we got married, Sara was gifted a purse as like a wedding gift, and the sisters probably know this stuff. I don't know anything about purses, but I guess it was a nice purse. And she told me, she's like, I'm gonna save this purse for when I have my first big girl job. She was working on her master's, and inshallah, she wanted to be a therapist. She was waiting to graduate, get that job, and then she was gonna start using that purse. And you know, subhanAllah, like, now it's just gonna sit in my closet and it's gonna be donated somewhere else, right? It's just a stark reminder, like, these things that we hold on to, I'm telling you, they really mean nothing. And just don't fall for the consumerism of our society, which is to collect, and that tells you that you need to buy and buy and buy, because really, it really will mean nothing to you one day. And actually, on that note, like, the last thing I want to say is, subhanAllah, and we're reminded about this probably like one Jummah every month, I would say, or one Jummah every like 4 to 6 to 8 weeks, which is, do not take any day for granted, and that your day will come before you know it. And just so that it hits home, like, subhanAllah, her birthday was on Monday, and we had a full weekend planned. We were going to their house, and then we were going to celebrate her birthday, just me and her. We had a whole date night planned, and she was the kind of person where, like, we had spent over our budget for the month, and she told me, she's like, you know, I don't even want a present, just give me a card. She's like, just give me a card. And she's like, you know, we can go simple place, spend $10 per person, and that's all I want. Like, you know, that's the kind of person she was. And now, you know, all those plans, all those things in our calendar that we had, it's nothing, right? It's not going to happen. And that's just a stark reminder to everybody here, like, how many times do we have to get beaten over the head with the reminder that your death can come any day? SubhanAllah, like, I'm sure everyone in the Flowermount community remembers where we had 3 deaths back to back to back. My brother Danish, my Dada, brother Samir, and 2 of them were so young. They were so young. And yet time goes by, and look, we forget about it, right? And we have to just keep being reminded we're really here for. And then these moments happen. Allah puts them in our lives to remind us for why we're here. And I just hope that, inshallah, this sticks with some people, especially the young guys that are here. Just do not take anything for granted. If you are the luckiest people in this world, subhanAllah, in my friend group, like, alone, we have seen parents pass, brothers pass. Now, like, my wife has passed, and Allah's just reminding us, it's right in front of us. And I hope that you all remember this, inshallah. Just remember that. And then I'll just close by just saying Jazakallah khair to the community for showing up to the janazah. I'll be honest, before the janazah I was kind of a mess. I just kept getting reminded about her in every little corner, and I just kept breaking down over and over again. But when I saw the turnout for that janazah, I just felt peace in my heart, like that this is a good person. And I knew she was a good person. SubhanAllah, like the amount of people that came, that drove from different cities, that came from different countries, like we can only hope that our janazah is like that, because that is a sign of a good person, that people go out of their ways for you to pray for you. And I will say, like, since that day, I have felt like a weird amount of peace in my heart. I think it's from all the du'as that you all have done. So I ask, please pray for her, please pray for me. And now, honestly, more importantly, please pray for my son Musa now, right? He has no mother, but he has a beautiful community that I know will take care of him. So just ask, like, be in our lives and keep us in your du'as, inshallah. That's basically my message that I wanted to share. I'm not like big into public speaking or anything, but I wanted to say this for Sara because I want good to come from this, inshallah, and I hope it clicks with at least one or two people here. So that's all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
We'll do the adhan and then we'll do what you ask, okay?
Okay.
subhanahu wa ta'ala who gives us life and death. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who knows when our time is to return to. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is the best of planners, even though sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There came many times where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that you and I feel today. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam lost his loved ones. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam lost his spouse. He buried his children. Upon the passing away of his son Ibrahim, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam cried, and when Khadija had passed away, Rasulullah that once a person leaves this dunya, their actions are then closed off, except for in a few different ways. Loved ones that this person leaves behind, there'll be an empty seat at the table. Family get-togethers. Allah tells us that their loved ones will continue to make dua, and they will receive the reward and the blessings. And in one narration, the Prophet ﷺ says from time to time, angels will go to this person and give them the update. That the angels will go into the grave of Sister Sara and will give her the update that your husband Yusuf, this is what's happening in his life. Your son that you left behind, this is the pain that he feels. And this is the closeness and the good deeds that he has done for your sake. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam then says that a continuous charity that's done on behalf. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that whoever encourages somebody else to do, we are here to read Quran and make dua on behalf of Sister Sara. For every letter that was read today, for every surah that was in your hands, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma anta salam. السلام وتبارك يا الجلال والإكرام ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما اللهم اشف مرضانا وارحم موتانا وارحم موتانا وارحم موتانا واختم بالصالحات الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وقرن الكفر والفسق سارة. Open a window in her grave that the coolness of Jannah comes in. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask that you expand her grave as far as you can see that Islam is her deen and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask that you wash away her sins the way that a white cloth is washed. Oh Allah, we ask that you distance her from her shortcomings the way that the east is distant from the west. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, forgive her sins. Oh Allah, overlook her shortcomings. Oh Allah, pardon her mistakes. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask that when she is resurrected underneath your mercy. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask that you give her shade on the day of judgment where there be no other shade except for the shade of your throne. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make sure she receives her book of deeds in her right hand. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, help her pass Bul Sirat at the speed of lightning. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give her water from this dunya to the next, a blessed journey for her. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let her be from those servants that are Ya ayyatuha nafsul mutma'inna, that are a peaceful, a content soul. Irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiyya, that they return back to you in a way that you are pleased with her and she is pleased with you. That she enters into your Jannah and she enters into your servants. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give her family peace. O Allah, give her family strength and sabr. O Allah, their hearts are broken. O Allah, they're under so much pain that they can't explain. O Allah, she leaves behind a child who will forever miss his mother. O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, she leaves behind parents and loved ones and friends. O Allah, everybody that's gathered here has a pain in their heart right now. O Allah, you are the one who gives shifa to the pain of the heart. Ya muqallib al-qulub, O the turner of hearts. O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask that you heal the hearts that are in pain. O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give them this pain with ajr and khair and good. O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let her be remembered with only khair. O Allah, if she has ever wronged anybody, we ask that you put in their hearts that they forgive her. O Allah, if she owes anybody anything, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask that you put in their hearts that they forgive her. O Allah, we ask that you give her family and loved ones the ability to keep remembering her and making dua for her and keep doing good deeds for her. O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask that you, when the time comes that she meets her family members again, that rejoicing is a blessed one and she is proud of them and they are proud of her. O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, continue to shower your mercies upon her and her loved ones. O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, have mercy upon her. O Allah, be pleased with her. O Allah, be pleased with her. O Allah, be pleased with her. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.